Well, Matt, your first season as Derby County's academy manager coming to a close. Has it gone to plan?
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable season, particularly again all through the age groups really, but the professional phase, seen some really good performances, some exciting individuals. I think that sort of played up age groups from 16s, 18s up into the 21s, and obviously we've had a little bit of first team exposure. We've had some really good loans. So I think, yeah, from the older age groups, it's been really good to see. And again, the younger age groups are still in the building at the moment. For the first time, we're going through the summer, so through June. So they're still playing games and tournaments. The younger age groups have all been abroad at some point, which has been a new experience for them. We haven't done that since pre-COVID. So there's been some really enjoyable bits that I've seen over the last 12 months.
We talked before, the nature of the work that's being done in not just this academy, but any academy can mean that it can take a while to really see the fruits of the labour. But are there things that you would point to already as signs of progress that you've made here?
Yeah, and again, I've said a couple of times on sort of camera that there's been some really good stuff going on in the academy anyway. That's been evident there for some time. But I think probably a couple of new bits for us this year have been those tours and tournaments with the younger age groups. We'll hopefully take our 18s and 21s overseas in pre-season to give them a new experience that, again, those age groups haven't seen since probably pre-COVID. So they'll be playing some European teams, a little bit of sun, which you don't often get around here. So they'll have a new experience as well in the summer. We've done some good work on the loans. We've had 2 or 3 really good loans for our, again, 18s or 21s lads. So yeah, some really good sort of new bits that we've seen and implemented over the last 12 months.
Let's talk about one of those loans in particular, because DeJean Brown, I mean, it's been fairy tale stuff for him really at Gateshead. Have you managed to catch up with him since his day at Wembley?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think he's had lots of support from various members of the staff, as of, you know, lots of lads who have been on loan, whether it's a loan to come back here and, you know, try and get in around our first team, or whether it's been a loan that perhaps it's for lads who we've unfortunately told won't get a new contract, but here's an opportunity for you somewhere else. I'd like to think those lads have had good support. You know, we've built that network around them, so there's always a medical person. There's our player pathways lead, Ellis Wilmot, who is sort of the main point of contact. We've got the coaches, obviously, that would go and watch those lads playing. But yeah, Dej has been particularly of interest. He's scored a few goals. He's played a lot of games in the National League now and scored some really important goals at Wembley, which is an incredible sort of outcome for him in his sort of first loan over the last few months.
I don't think anyone expects that every loan is ever going to go that well as his did. But does his success sort of, I don't know, change your thinking at all about how you'll use loans going forward for some players?
I don't think it changes our thinking. I think what we've done over the last few months is utilise the loan market, particularly for Dej, in a way in which we think it can be really helpful. Some of our players won't need a loan. Some of our players can go straight into the first team squad and impact, hopefully. But others might need a different experience if the right opportunity, the right club comes up. So I think it's definitely part of our plan to utilise that loan market and opportunities. But again, I would say it has to be the right one, the right time, the right sort of style. Game time's important. You know, full-time loans, I think now we're in the Championship, become really important. Again, not to say a non-league part-time club can't play a part. We've had one of our under-18s, Owen Eames, on loan with a part-time club, and I think that's been another slightly different experience, but one that's been so valuable to him, and I think he's thoroughly enjoyed that loan. Totally different loan to Dej's, but with a different purpose and reason. So again, I think we'll continue to utilise that area.
Dej signed a professional contract this past season, so have Cruz Allen, Jack Thompson, Kai Robinson recently as well. How excited are you about those 4 in particular?
Yeah, again, I mean, I think we've got quite a few lads now, not just those 4, but obviously really excited. We've given them a contract, a longer term contract as well, so we're confident and we've got time to work with them and develop them. But we've got quite a few of the under-18s that have been offered professional deals that they'll sign over the summer, ready for the start of next season. We've earmarked 1 or 2 of our 16s and 17s that finished last season is high potential, top talent, and lads we want to reward and give their recognition to and give them the time again and the confidence that this football club believes in them. So hopefully you'll see some more over the summer earn those professional contracts and come back fighting for a chance either with the 21s or who knows, even with the first team squad.
And another conversation that we've had a lot is about the fact that league position isn't the be-all and end-all. But that said, the 18s in particular had a really impressive campaign in Premier League North. How pleased were you with what they achieved?
Yeah, I mean, brilliant. It's always a difficult balance, I think, in the, if you like, the professional phase between 16s and 21s, because you are in league competitions, you're playing for 3 points. However, the big picture is trying to get one of them, 2 of them into Paul Warren's first team, with the gaffer. So you've got to try and balance that out. Sometimes, you've got, if you like, a really important under-18s game and you want to potentially go as strong as you possibly can. Other times you need to make sure everybody's getting an opportunity for full match minutes. The under-21s had some really important fixtures this year in cup competitions, which they've done really, really well in. Performance-wise and competitiveness, I think in the under-21s, the PL2 league, we've been so competitive this year. We've been really unfortunate with some of the results. But again, there's a big picture. We would have liked to have won more and finished higher in the table, but ultimately, again, it's about the experience of those young lads in trying to get them closer and closer to the first team. So winning, as I always say, is really, really important, but for me, not at the expense of development.
I know you work very closely with Paul Warren and the first team staff. Have you had the conversations yet with them about what they sort of hope to see from the academy next season in terms of players supporting the first team squad?
Yeah, I mean, we talk every week. They're obviously having a little bit of a break right now after a fantastic season, so I've not seen so much of them over the last week or so, but certainly the conversations and meetings we'll have will continue. We're certainly looking forward to getting back in July with the professional phase, and I'm sure some of those young lads will be part of the pre-season plan with the first team and given an opportunity to impress the first team staff.
I know we talk a lot about edges of the first team, 21s, 18s, but you referenced it earlier. You go sort of all the way down the age groups in your role. What's going on with the younger age groups just at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, something we've developed again this year with our sort of under 6 to under 8s is we've developed a development centre programme, a pre-academy programme, which is effectively in-house. It wasn't before. We've got 4 or 5 centres around an hour of Derby around the training ground that we're coaching young players in, and hopefully bringing some of the best under 8s into our under 9s programme next season. Like I said, pretty much every age group from 9 to 16 have been overseas or on tour over the last 12 months. The 16s have recently been in a really strong competition down at Arsenal with the likes of Celtic and Arsenal, other German clubs that are sort of top level, so they've had some fantastic experiences as well. We've got Play on the Pitch this Saturday, which gives the chance for all those younger age groups to play at Pride Park, and again another great experience for them in front of hopefully their families on the pitch. So there's lots going on in that space, and just as important is the work that we're doing with the older age groups.
Do you get a break?
I think, yeah, I will at some point. I think when the programme, what we've done this year as well is move the sort of under 9s to 16s programme through June, so that those young players and their families and the staff as well get a break during the school holidays. So rather than suddenly the school holidays start and then the season starts for them, it doesn't actually start until sort of September. So I thought it was good, and liaising with the staff, that we would give them a break through July and August. Probably for myself and other of the backroom team, we've still got lots to do getting ready for next season, so I'll probably take a break when the season starts.